Hello, everybody. This is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and we're going to work on the background for Felix the cat here. I'm only going to be on for an hour, so we'll see how far we get. I think what I'm going to do is just get the background collaged, because what I have to do is I'm going to collage my background in all these different greens, and then I'll set it aside to dry. And then I'm going to go over it with a light coat of gesso and then quickly wipe it off to kind of tone down the greens in the background. And then the part two, we'll do some other prompts on the background. So today is going to be just putting greens on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through, I'm going to set the canvas aside. I've got some matte medium that I hope I have enough to do this with. And I'm just going to take a little bit from these to create a background. And I'm just going to tear so I have a pile of green paper. So like I want to tear this way so I don't have this white. If you tear away from your, it'll be a nice, crisp, stay green edge. So I'm just going to make some pieces here. There goes my dishwasher. So that was that one. Some of the little scraps I am going to throw away because I'll have so many. That aren't necessary. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Ann. Hi, Pam. Hi, Mary Lou. Hey, Mama Juju. Maddie. Some of these I'm just not going to. I have a lot of greens and tans to use, so I don't necessarily need some large quantity of any one. I just need to create a pile to pick from. And I prefer ripping it now instead of waiting until I get going on it, because it's hard when your hands are covered in glue to take the time to rip your papers up. Some of this white I could save, for other things, but I'm just not doing that right now. And I went to share to Facebook, and apparently Facebook is down right now. No matter how I tried to do it, it wouldn't let me. So that's why it didn't get shared. This is the brown paper. And because it's the brown paper, I can actually use some with the brown on it. This is only an 8x8 frame. Oh, Mary Lou, you're not feeling good? Hi, Heather. Just creating a pile of basically some fodder to choose from here. I thought about getting another canvas out, but I think we'll be lucky if I get one done. And I'll save all my bits. I'll go get a bag and put some of the bits over into the bag. Because some of these colors I can use on the other project I need to do. I'll just get a little teeny piece of this one. And these are just a few little pieces that I thought were interesting, and I can just pull them apart. And there's some handmade paper here. This has got some butterflies on it, but when you rip it up, it doesn't matter. I think this was deli paper. Get a little piece of this. Oh, and I think I accidentally grabbed some that I meant to have set aside for some other portion of this, because this is dark, so that's more for his body. I think we can cover our canvas, what I have there. And then this I'll put back into this bag that I set aside for Felix here. Maybe we'll put some book paper in the background too. Oh, that's fitting. This has some gold paint on it. That'll work good. There's no real light colors on Felix, but I threw some book paper in there just for added interest. So we'll just tear this up too. And I'm just going to cover the canvas. Hi, Ruth. All right, I'm going to stir this up. It makes it easier when you're trying to mix them up if you just mix the whole pile up. All right, so there's that. So let's get to covering this canvas, because we have less than an hour to do it. And I'm just going to squirt some down. And my glue brush was pretty hard in here because I forgot it. And some of this is going to run, as you can see, and that's okay. And the reason I'm going to put this on, and these colors are kind of intense. That's why once this dries, I will come back in with the gesso to kind of knock everything back a little bit. And some of the green, once I get Felix put together, some of the green I'm going to hand cut with scissors into the shapes of the plantain leaves that are in the picture and the strands of grass, and I can add those once I've got Felix done up. So I'm going to do some impromptus to work on this, and you guys, I'm sorry, I'm going to probably be coming on at weird times, but I'm kind of on a short leash with this, or a short time, because I've kind of put it off, and then it just went sideways for me with the house situation and all, which still no sign of payment from the retirement, but we're holding in there. It'll come when it gets ready, I guess. But I just kind of wanted to show how I do these backgrounds. I'm just going to keep building on it until the whole thing, even down on the sides, is covered. Hi, Joyce. Cindy's saying hi. Everybody's saying hi to each other for anybody that's watching the replay. And trying to think of what I'm going to do for supper. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have leftover chicken pie that I made the other day because I made a huge one. That was on Monday. So yesterday I ordered Duke's Pad Thai, and it was delicious. I had my leftovers for my lunch today, and Scott took Duke's Pad Thai to work today. So getting the paper to bend over the corner is sometimes difficult. This is where your painty papers can really give you an interesting background. This is the one that seems to, I think, run a bit. Yeah, it is, but that's okay. I can't say as I'd have a hard time with that because I just wouldn't pick out carpet. We're an anti-carpet family because of the allergens it holds. Scott and Greg both have bad allergies, and with this many cats and everything, it's just easier for me to keep hardwood floors, allergen free. They say the best thing you can do to keep allergies out of your house is to have a place to take your shoes off when you come in. And that drives Scott crazy because he's a firm believer is once you get your shoes on, you should leave them on. So it is hard to stick and pick to colors and textures, and there's just so much out there in all kinds of home decor stuff. That handmade paper is really quite interesting. And this will look like a hot mess, but it'll look cool when I'm done. It always does, so I have confidence in me. And some of this will be buried behind Felix, and that's okay too because it's all about adding texture and depth. Joyce had snow. We've had some kind of strange rain in the last 12 hours. It's been kind of weird. And winds, the wind has picked up a lot. And I'm probably using way more matte medium than I need, but you know what? It's my project. I'm okay with it. Whoops. Let's lift that up. Set it back down there. hot mess happens, especially when you're doing a background and different papers. But it's fun because you get nice and messy. Well, that one's not wanting to stick. Hi, Lucia. You can tell my uneven mat is under this with the thump, thump, thumpity bumps that it's doing. And see, you guys thought I'd pulled up off enough paper, right? Whoops. I may have to pull some more of the greens back out. We'll see. Of course, I can fill in. If I have holes, when I do the rest of him, I can always fill in places with just leaves and blades of grass. So it doesn't matter if this gets totally covered in the long run. It really doesn't. See, I can even take that all the way to the back. Okay. And just keep building on it till I get it filled up. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out as we go here. The lighter papers are easier to work over an edge, but you can do it with the stiffer papers if you take time and just kind of work the paper a little bit, break those fibers up. That helps. Let's see, this is pretty cool. And I'll let this dry really well before I do the gesso over it to knock it kind of back a little bit. And the reason I'm putting the browns in is because centipede grass is what mostly grows here, and it has brown in it. I told Scott, I said, I think it's because it's in a constant state of unrest or something. I hope Barbara was able to get onto her call. I think Facebook is just down, or it was when I was trying to share that I was live. And then I couldn't even get into Facebook. So I figure they're down and out for some reason. Hard to tell. I'm going to turn the whole thing just so I get a different perspective on it. They're so Canadian. Hello, how are you? And I am just on here making a mess today. I've been watching the sewing communities. It's really mostly the sewing community that I see doing the Vlogmas videos. And it's really interesting to see what they're all making and doing over there. Uh-oh. A lot of gift ideas. If you're still looking for some gift ideas, look up hashtag Vlogmas and have all kinds of ideas shared with you. And it's interesting to see the different events that are happening around the world for the holiday season. And it's just really interesting. I'm going to try to sit down and work on this. It just hurts my arms because I have to lift them up to work at this table. I'm just trying to smush the wrinkles kind of flat. I don't mind the wrinkles, but I want them to be flat as much as I can get them. All right, let's see if I can do some on the sides here. So I'm going to crinkle this paper and break the fibers so that it'll bend over the edge a little better. Let's finish this side. So I'm going to put a little matte medium on the edge, and then I'm just painting it along and then paint it on the upper edge. Then when I put this on the side here, I can paint that down there. I might have to put this on a bottle so that none of the edges are touching the table. I have to put a little bit more up here. And then I'll just push this over into it. And that covers the sides. And then I need a little something, something right there. Let's crinkle it a little bit. Then it'll go over that edge better. Got my stamp carved for yesterday. I did nothing but be on the couch and hurting over the toilet. Oh. 10 kids coming for Christmas. How fun. I'm glad that some folks have unfractured families. My brother-in-law and his wife are coming from Tennessee for Christmas this year. They're not going to stay here. They have a big camper like Tanya has, and they're going to stay in that, but they'll be at my mother-in-law's. And so we'll see them over the holidays. They spent Thanksgiving, with their two boys and the boys' families, I think. So they'll planning to come here for Christmas. Yeah, stomach bugs are no fun. And I've gotten sick several times myself over this last year, and I don't know if it's the way the food is being handled or what, but all I know is it's not pleasant when you have to, stay near the bathroom or carry a plastic wastebasket or a bowl with you everywhere you go. And see, Greg and Scott never get anything. It's like they must have stomachs like, anything a little off, and I'm sick. So I feel for you. I don't like that. Well, when you have to revisit a meal, it's never any fun. I'll stick that there. See if I can get that to stick down. Come on, stick down. Bend over. Get over the edge. Let's see, all this paper piecing takes so much time. Let's see here. And let's see. I hear you, Kathy. I hear you. My sisters and I, Robin, the three R's, we're getting together. Rebecca, Robin, and Rhonda, we're getting together this Sunday at 4:00 at Rhonda's house, because I hosted last year's kind of Christmas get together. And what we did, and it was so much fun, I said we should do that again this year, is we just make hors d'oeuvres, basically finger foods, and get together. And there are certain things I can't fix because one sister's husband is allergic to shellfish, and that sister is also allergic to jalapenos. So nothing hot and spicy, no seafood. But Scott says, I'll take his seafood with jalapenos. And I was like, it doesn't work that way. We can't even cook with it or Dave will be sick. So I got to come up with something. And I was saying this morning, I think I'm going to make my mother-in-law's cheese ball. And if I do that, I'll go live when I'm mixing that up. So you'll have to keep your eyes open for that. It's got pineapple and bell peppers and I think cream cheese and cheddar cheese. And it's just yummy. It's yummy, yummy, yummy. Last year, I did a real involved spinach puffs, and it was a lot of work, and not very many people enjoyed them. So I'm not gonna go to that much effort this year. Yeah. My youngest sister is my current stepfather's only child, and she keeps better in touch with them than the rest of us. Robin and I, we just aren't as in touch as she is. So she updates us on how things are going. Long story in that. No point in dragging it up. but I think we'll have a good time. So now the thought is, what can I make that's sweet? Because I was thinking one sweet, one savory, and then I'd have something everybody could nosh on. I'd also thought maybe those little Hillshire Farms little smokies in the crock pot might be fun to do, where you put, what is it? Cherries? No, there's pineapple and I think maraschino cherries go in with it. Cocktail weenies. That's cocktail weenies is what I'm thinking. See, we've used a lot of this paper, so I'm not sure how much more I'm going to get out of this here. And like I said, I don't necessarily need to cover all of this. It's just, it'd be nice to cover most of it. That one's about the same color I already have there. This brown paper. I know, the stupid AI correction is a pain in the neck. It makes me say things that were nowhere near what I meant to say. It fixes them for you. I hate that. Everybody's going to be relying on all these programs and machines, and we're all going to become idiots because we don't know how to do our own writing and sharing our thoughts in a clear and concise manner without the assistance of a machine that thinks it knows what we want to say and changing it. Don't get me started. What's this? We do the Little Hillshire guys in barbecue sauce. Ooh, that sounds good too. My brother-in-law is a chef, so he'll make something interesting. Rhonda's husband. He has his own food truck now and does weddings and that kind of thing. Bridal showers, that kind of stuff. And he sets up every once in a while at the flea market. Let's see if we can put this. I'm sorry I have to lift it up where you guys can't see every once in a while. I might change the view. So you'll have to look at me some because I got to get this where I can see it. And you can see, there we go. You'll see some of me. There we go. I'm just going to lay this on here. Press it in there. I'm almost tempted when Scott's taking the day after Christmas off and maybe drag him to the art museum, because we could go to the art museum and then we could stop for his eye doctor's appointment on our way back home because we drive right by the eye doctor's office. I could use that. You know what? I would like to do that. They're going to have Degassi. I wish I could remember all of the artists that are going to be part of the new setup. I know Degassi is one. This is a real pale color. May contain cat hair, which is okay because this is a cat picture, right? And Howard's laying here listening to me. Whew, I'm getting matte medium everywhere. Need something small. This will work. And it's a tissuey paper, so it'll lay in there easy. And over the edge. The deli paper really make backgrounds easy because that paper will bend over the edge. So tissue paper and deli paper and that stuff. Hi, Dar. Anybody I missed? Hello. We're getting there. I'll break the fibers down in this again. Just crumple it up a little bit so it'll bend over the edge. I saw Pam said she wants to get her gel plate out now. Oops, now you can't see at all. I don't know what's better, for me to have it like that, where you can see what I'm doing on the edges, or down where you can see the background better. I don't know. Just don't know. And if I have anything that's kind of sticking up, I've found that you can take like an emery board and just file it off after it's dry. You know, if something's not going like you'd like it, just file the edge off. I don't want to get too much detail into this project because of the time constraints. I'm trying to rein my brain in from going, oh, and I could do this and do that and do this and do that. She asked if I could do this back in the summer, so this is my own fault. My brain just went sideways when it came to everything around that I said I'd do and everything. So got the two pet portraits to the front of the pile here. My fingers are sticking. I got a little bit more that needs some small pieces down here on the bottom. And I know I'm probably using way more matte medium than I need to, but you know what? When the paper starts curling back at me, I just give it more matte medium and say, stick. Yeah, I will have to sit this, on a bottle or something so that it's not touching anywhere on the edges or anything. Let's stick that on there. So I hope my niece can make it to the family get-together at my sister's house. I hadn't seen her in a while. She's no longer working at Kohl's. She is now a choral instructor at I think a middle school. So it'll be nice to see her. She's Robin's daughter. I am going to stick a little piece of green on that tan right there. All right, so we're getting around. I do have some bubbling going on, and I'm just going to leave it as texture. This side is nearly covered. So we'll just put been catching up on the different crime shows on Paramount Plus while I've been working on stuff. This morning I worked on my $600 pieced bibbed short overalls. Right now all I'm doing is collecting plaid shirts from the thrift store. I'll pick up one or two every once in a while. I think I'm going to need some more. So that'll be on the list of things to look for the next time we go out thrifting. And I've been sewing that all together this morning. And it's coming along. I've got quite a nice piece of fabric coming together. I can't remember how many yards of fabric that pattern takes. I need to look it up. Because there's no point in buying too many, flannel shirts. One doesn't need that many flannel shirts. Uh-oh. Nothing there for it to grab to. Okay. That side's pretty good. So I just need to finish covering this end here. Whoops. The clouds are really doing something freaky to the lighting. I'm sorry about that. It's not much I can do about that. All right, we're going to pop that there. Uh-oh. The cats are getting freaked out by the wind. The wind is pretty strong. It's really warm out there. It's over 65. So Bernadette's been out in the yard since I let her out this morning. So once I sign off here, I'll have to bring her in because she needs to eat and all. She's been outside when it was raining, and she has a doghouse. So I think she spent most of her day in her doghouse. Because by the time I realized it was raining, it was pouring, and I wasn't going to make her come out of the doghouse to come in the house because she would have gotten soaking wet. And that would not be good for the old doggy. I got into my project and forgot to bring her in. Basically, I'm a bad dog mom. All right. I think I will take some time here. And how are we doing on time? I only got 15 minutes. But what I'm thinking I will do is I'll take some of this paper I have left that's torn up and just cut it into what looks like grass strips and just kind of do them here and there in the background, because that cat is laying in the grass. And if I just make it look like blades of grass, I can't talk. That would be pretty interesting to look at. Come on, behave. I'll put enough matte medium on you to choke a horse here. And I'll just show you quickly what that would look like. And then this is going to have to sit somewhere and dry. I'd sit it out on the porch, but I think it would get blown up in the air and land promptly face down, and then all the paper would get damaged. So I'll find somewhere in here for it to live. And again, I'm not worried about covering every little bit, although I've done pretty good, I think, because there's going to be so much more done to it. All right. So let me grab my scissors real quick. And I'm just going to take some of these pieces and cut little like sliver-like grass pieces. And then we'll stick those down here and there in the background bit. And then there'll be more that I add, you know, once we put the cat down. So I'll just cut little strips like that out of here. So see, now I can put some that go this way. And this is how you build some dimension to your background. Just make interesting shapes. And I'm just going to cut all the rest of this up into little strips and work it along the bottom here. Just cut little. All right. And it really doesn't matter, you know, if you cover the very bottom of it or not, because these are going to get pushed to the background. And some will be under the cat, and it's just to add the appearance of grass in the background. And this is why these things always usually take me quite a while, because I'm trying to build a scene for the cat to live on. All right, so I'll turn it so you guys can see the little grass pieces. And I'm going to put them here and there, all in the background, because if you look at the picture, there's grass in the background. And then once I put the cat down, you can see there's plantain leaves there at the front. And then there's all that grass. There's even it looks like a little twig blossom there of some sort. So we could take creative license and maybe put some flowers around her. I think that could be, or him. It's Felix, the cat. So I got to remember that. It's a boy cat. It was a boy cat. This cat has passed on. And that's why my neighbor wanted me to do this for her friends that lost their kitty as a memory. Because I had made them one of the cat that was known on next door as Rusty Big Balls. And they adopted him. They rescued him and adopted him. And he passed on. He had a brain tumor. And he just died in their arms one day. It was very out of the blue. So I did that one for her. Remember the orange cat I did? And then she was like, oh, can you do my friend's cat? And then she sent me the picture because I said, oh, yeah, I can do. And I didn't realize it was a totally black cat. So then I'm like, oh, how am I going to do a black cat? I'll figure out something, though. All right. I'm just going to keep going until 2:30, and then I'll sign off and let everybody run over to Devin's. Devin Rex does gel plating printing. So if you want some more gel plate printing, If somebody wants to put a link to Devin's channel for me, that'd be great. I might even put some grass way up here in the background. Because once this dries and I put the gesso on it and then I knock it back, these will just be shapes in the background. You'll still be able to see them, but it'll be more like the background grass because you want to knock it back. Howard's fussing at me. I'm making too much noise and he's trying to sleep here. So yeah, I'm going to have to take a minute and cut a bunch of this up into tiny little grass looking pieces. And I am trying to cut them so they curve in different directions. All right. Kind of trying to put the cat in its natural habitat, or where it liked to be, in the grass. All right, how are we on time? It's 2:22. Oh, she's doing alcohol inks on the gel plate. So if you've never done that, she's the one to go watch to learn gel plate printing. I'm really telling you, she really is. She got our Ann gel plating. See, I might even just cut the grass shapes and even glue down the pieces that are not necessarily in a grassy shaped piece. All right, so I'm going to keep doing that, and we can all head over to Devin's now, Yolande. And thank you guys for coming for part 1. Part 2, I'll show up and I'll have this all gessoed. And what I do is I put the gesso on and then I don't let it dry. I wipe it with a baby wipe and it knocks the green back into the background. All this background gets knocked back so that when I put the cat on, you'll be able to see it. If I put him up right now, he'd kind of blend in. So that's why I want to knock it back. So that's what I'll show up with in the next video, and it'll be labeled part 2. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.